name's Tim. I ride a Suzuki GSXR 1000 K2.
So in terms of big bikes, how many have you had?
2 big bikes.
Just to Triumph from these Suzuki?
Yeah, Triumphs.
How long have you had the Suzuki?
Suzuki must be a couple of years now, getting on for 3 years I think.
Okay. And what mileage did it have when you first got it, I think?
It was just under 10,000.
Okay, good. And what are the 3 top tips you'd give to someone who's thinking of buying that bike, the GSXR?
I would certainly say shop around.
Mm-hmm.
You get some with a few little niggly bits, and you know, always have a good look at the bike. Mileage again is always a good thing. You know, if you've got low mileage, you know it's been reasonably well looked after.
And what sort of things, when you're looking around the bike, to look out for specifically? What sort of thing were you looking at for? The
common thing was the stanchions on the front shocks. Checking for corrosion on that, really. They did make a thing when they did the walk around video when I was buying it. It did make quite an effort to zoom in on it and show you.
Okay.
So that seems like sort of a common fault, really. Other faults, to be honest, not many. Not many. I would certainly say to test ride it though. Always take a bike out and test.
What have you done to your bike thus far?
How long have you got?
Okay. Well, let's talk budget. So if you're buying this sort of bike, would you recommend people have a budget to spend on stuff that they know they need to do? If so, what sort of budget? Without going into too much detail of how much you spent, but what sort of budget would people need, do you think?
It all depends what they want to do. I was fortunate with mine. It had the Öhlins rear shock on it. It had the Öhlins steering damper. Obviously Öhlins rear shock, fully adjustables. You're looking at, you know, 1,500 quid around that sort of mark, which is a lot. Would I spend it? Possibly not. Pleased to see it on the bike. But yeah, it all depends. It all depends what the bike's like when you get it. You know, I mean, there was some wear and tear marks on the fairing, hence I got a new set of fairing for it. And again, you know, looking at the state of the wheels, probably need a refurb.
Right.
You know, it all depends how far you want to go with it, and how, you know, if you want to get it to almost showroom condition.
Okay. So, what are the most expensive things that you've done thus far?
I would say probably the fairing. Although it wasn't too expensive, got, you know, a pretty good deal on it. I would say in one hit, lump sum, I would say that's probably the most expensive thing I've done.
What was the second one?
Second one. Oh, do you know what? I'd say maybe the service, to be honest.
Okay.
You know, it's you're still shelling out a little bit of money for all the parts you need. Obviously, oil isn't cheap. So yeah, I'd probably say it's the second biggest thing on it.
And you've got a power commander. Was that one that you fitted?
That was already on the bike. I still need to get that checked out.
Well.
Make sure it's actually running right. It is quick, noticeably quick. I have disconnected it and tried, you know, running it without it, and the difference is quite big, to be honest.
So I've never run a power commander. So what is the difference that you get?
It's more throttle response, harsher acceleration. Obviously, it's plugged in and set up on a dyno. So whoever's tapped away at the keyboard on it, they've set it up for, you know, it could be set up for race, roads, all sorts really. Be honest, I haven't delved too far into it. I would like to get it on a dyno to see exactly what it's doing.
And you've done the rear sets?
Yes, did the rear set. Now the rear sets were a risk. And the only reason I did the rear sets was I was on the A13 and the shifter rod fell off. So I looked down and the shifter's just sort of swinging underneath my foot. So I thought, might be a time to get a decent rear set. Didn't break the bank either, because you can pay fortunes for a rear set, 500-600 quid upwards. I didn't give a lot for it. Can be no instructions, standard. So it was a bit of a faff, but it's held up all right, to be honest.
And how long have they been on the bike?
It wasn't that long of owning it when it went a bit Pete Tong, so it's got to be coming up for a few years, to be honest, and it's held its own. I've got no complaints with it whatsoever, and the fact it's fully adjustable helps. You can change the height of the brake lever, so it's comfortable, same as a shifter, so it's nice and comfortable on your feet.
Talking about what, do you have an idea of how long you're going to keep the Gixxer for?
I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. To be honest, I think I'll keep that. I think if I do get another bike, it would be alongside that. I'm really happy with obviously what I've got. I'm happy I've owned the 2 bikes that I've always wanted, and that goes back a long way really. When the first Street Triple came out, or Speed Triple, my dad used to buy me these Which Bike magazines, and we'd sit there with a cup of tea just having a little look through it. I was only young, and that was obviously way back when the Speed Triple came out. I thought I really liked that, and I see the GSXR 1000, I really like that as well. So the 2 bikes I've always wanted, I've owned, and I'm happy really. I think if I was to get a new bike, it would be something completely different, maybe a bobber or something like that. I've been eyeing up the CCM bobbers, the bobber Spitfire. Very, very nice bikes. But again, very, very expensive. Much the same as a Norton. Test rode that, the 961 Commando. Lovely bike. Drowned out every other bike's noise. It was ridiculous, but it was a really comfortable bike and a really nice ride. But with an 18 grand price tag, it's quite expensive.
Recently you said your friend just passed the direct access scheme, and he's sort of gone new to the roads. Obviously, I've gone through the process of recently being a new rider 3 years ago. You took me out for my first ride, I believe. With the sage words, Kev, don't kill yourself. What have you got 3 tips for a new rider? What would you say? What have you said to your friend?
Don't take risks. Definitely don't do that when you've just started.
When you mean risks, what sort of things do you have in mind? What shouldn't they do?
I would say pushing your limits too far, taking corners too quick, filtering again. That's a big thing. For a new rider to start filtering, it takes a bit of time. You can't just throw yourself in the deep end. I would say just be safe, wear the correct gear. Spend the extra money if you need to, but wear the correct gear. Just to be honest, enjoy it. And have a bit of respect for the bike. It doesn't matter whether you've got 250, 400, 650. There's still a lot of power between your legs, to be honest. That's what I'd say, and that's what I said to him. I took him out the other day. It was great, really, really good. Could see he was comfortable on the bike. Again, he was feeling his feet with it, and it's not an easy thing. It's really, really not when you've got a lot of traffic around you. Have they seen me? Are they going to see me if I change lane? It's all these things to think about. But again, with experience, like anything, you get more confident. But as long as you're not complacent with it.
And what sort of gear do you traditionally gone for in terms of? Do you have a particular helmet brand that you like?
I knew you were going to say this. I'm Alpine Stars through and through. Funnily enough, I got a new one, and I know why you're saying that because I've got a new one. So
I'll go and get the helmet so you can show it on camera. No, thank you.
Sod. Oh, I know you're going to cut this, so.
Talk us through your helmet, Tim.
You are a sod.
Cool.
You know that. So.
Lovely. So we can see everything above the cup. So there we are. Cool. Nice. Lovely.
Alpine Stars R10, I believe. Now, this is I think it's their first on-road motorcycle range of helmet. They've got a few others with more sort of race style, where you've got the spoiler which sticks out further back. This one I liked it because it was full carbon, no stickers, pretty plain. just how I like it really.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this at the MCM bike show earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-ordered it there. Took a little while to turn up, but turned up nonetheless. Really pleased with it. It's nice and light, fits well, and yeah.
And looking on the inside of it, does it have the cheek pad release emergency?
Let's have a little look. So this is the inside of it.
Cool.
It does have the. It comes with a spare visor, and I believe the little curtain bit which sits around there, so you can clip it in, clip it out. I haven't obviously put mine in yet, but yeah.
Is that pin lock?
Yes,
visor?
yes.
Lovely.
And it actually comes with quite a few pin lock visors.
I did.
Yeah,
you had
so
more than
you just
one.
clip them on. No, I haven't got mine on, but
Right.
it come with quite a few of them actually.
Oh, right. Excellent.
10 or 20, something like that. So it was quite nice. Quite a nice little touch really from Alpine Stars. But then you buy from a company like that, and you expect to be treated pretty well. So
And it's sort of, the stickers on the back, are they the safety ones?
Yeah. All the
So
safety stickers
Lovely.
still on the back of that.
Cool. Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty pleased with it.
And have you got a comms unit installed?
Not yet. I don't know whether I want to be messing about with this one. I know on my Arai you can get Sennas which actually are made for that particular Arai.
Right.
So I might do that with the Arai. So then at least I've got a helmet which I'm not knocking holes in or sticking anything to. I'd rather do it with the helmet that was slightly less expensive, to be honest. So I've got the option there anyway.
Cool. And I see you've got the gloves.
Yes,
What gloves,
again,
what gloves are they?
Alpine Stars again.
Gloves? Okay.
These were actually from the bike show. I wanted some nice lightweight summer gloves, but they're still armoured as well. They're really comfortable. So, pleased with them as well.
Would you be open to Alpine Stars sponsoring you?
Oh, that goes without saying. Goes without saying. So if you're listening, Alpine Stars, hit me up.
Lovely.
I find as I'm getting older, the fear is starting to creep in a little bit more.
Oh, is it?
Definitely would be something I would consider.
Can we talk about that for a second? That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So when you first started, were you taking more risks than you do now? Was it less of a consideration than?
I wouldn't say risks. I would say when I was younger, obviously with off-road bikes, I didn't really get that fear. The fear of falling off. I just loved going quick and just having a great time. There really is nothing like it personally. But as I get older, I think best not go as quick here.
Mm-hmm.
Best not go as quick there. I think for me now, you can't really trust the roads locally, especially around where I live. There's a lot of work to be done on the roads.
Even like potholes and things, deep potholes.
You see the odd bit of spilled diesel, spilled oil, and you think, Christ, on a bend it's not great.
Would you think of investing in an Alpine Stars with the jackets with the inbuilt air vests?
Okay.
Would you consider that sort of thing? Because those things are now coming down in price so much now, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many manufacturers doing them now, aren't there?
Yeah.
I would say if I'm going on track, which again is something I'd like to do, probably would invest in something like that. I'd probably also invest in a track bike. Don't think I'm going to take one on track. I'd rather something like maybe a 600, 650, 750, something like that. For me, just for track use, so I could really enjoy it and not sort of worry if the worst happened, really.
Yeah, excellent. I think that is the end of the interview. Thank you very much for being interviewed.
Thank you very much.
And I'd very much like to interview your friend who just passed. What's his name?
James.
So hopefully you'll have a chat with James, and we can do the same thing with James.
Yeah. If you're listening, James, this seat's yours, mate.
Lovely, Tim. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.